Hey there fellas, due to a high amount of questions asking how to install tracks, apps, PPfilters and literally most of the popular stuff on Assetto Corsa, I've decided to make this video, and as you can see we have a lot of questions on a daily basis on our help channel and I try to answer them all. So without wasting too much time, now what I've prepared today, I've prepared one car, completely random, I just downloaded something from internet, it's for showcase purposes, one track, one car, then I got an application, then I got a PP filter that I'm gonna show you how to install, and I've got my recent Reshade preset that I made. Now I'm not gonna go into the Reshade preset, I'll make a separate video about it, and also if you're interested in how to install Soul, CSP, Pure, the preview versions, the paid versions, the free versions, always make sure to check out my update videos about them. I cover absolutely everything combined with the new changes, so you can stay tuned. And I showcase how to uninstall old versions and install new versions. Now, without further ado, let's jump into how to install and both of the ways, what's proper, what is safe, and what is not going to cause you any problems in the future. So, first things first, fellas. Now, a lot of you do drag and drop. Now, what I want to tell you, fellas, is that there's nothing wrong usually with drag and drop as long as you are drag and dropping small car and track mods. I will not recommend drag and dropping applications. This can cause some problems because you cannot trust Content Manager. It doesn't extract data properly. It doesn't compile them. Now, if you also ask what is this folder thingy, this is called Winrar. It's an extractor program that extracts files, basically data, and I love it because you can double click and immediately access the archive without having to extract it first, so it saves me time. Anyways, without going into too much details and like very basic computer skills, now we're gonna jump into very important things that I want to share with you. Now, first thing that you want to know, I strongly recommend not installing applications, basically not drag and dropping them in Content Manager, PP filters as well, and any preset, either be PP filter or Reshade, whatever. Now, for cars and track mods, you can definitely drag and drop them. As you can see, when you drag and drop the car, you can click install, and then boom, the track is installed with one click. So you can then click here, type Holden, and the car will most likely pop up. You can see the green thing lights up, so that means probably it's a new mod. And there goes the car. Now we can drag and drop this track. Now, what is very important to know, fellas? Now, I've tested myself manually. When you download massive car packs that contain inside, then click install as well. When you download massive car packs that contain about 30 cars or plus or 20 cars, a lot of cars, basically above 4. What I've seen is that Content Manager manages to install 4 cars at once, and it's actually missing some of the cars. It's not installing. I've tested this, grabbing one massive archive of 2 gigabytes full with like 20 cars, drag and dropped it twice, and the second time it even told me that I have a new mod that I haven't installed. That means the first time I drag and drop basically the archive with the cars, it didn't install all the cars. So this is why I tell you, do not trust Content Manager. It cannot compile massive data, and I advise you massive car packs to install manually, and I'm gonna show this real quick later. Now, we have installed this track. Let me see how this is called. It's ACF. So let's see ACF, and there goes the track. So it's now installed. Let me show you real quick now how you can install this. So let's select the car and let's select the track. Now, if you have to install them, one very quick way to locate the track is right click on it on the picture folder, then go one folder backwards and just delete. Press delete on the keyboard, and now the track is deleted. Then we're gonna find the same car that we installed. Now, same trick, fellas. Right click, boom. And I'm gonna show you now how to install manually. So I'm gonna restart Content Manager. I'm gonna open it real quick now, and you will see that we have the car is no longer here and the track is no longer here. So what we're going to do, fellas, is since we cannot use this quick access, basically what you can do is you can open Steam, you can click on Library, Assetto Corsa, Properties, then the third option, install files, and browse, and this will send you immediately into your root folder. Now, where the car and track mods go, they go into this content folder, the cars go here and the tracks go here. Now we're gonna talk about the app a bit later. Let me cover everything. So how we install the cars is, let's go on this folder, then we're going to select this. We're gonna open the folder of the car, close this. It's asking us to go into paid version, but we're fine with the free one. Now what we're going to do is we're gonna grab this folder and drag and drop it into this empty space, or if you have too much empty space here, you can see as long as the folders are not lighting up, you don't want to drop them here because it's going to go inside this folder and your content manager and just the game in general is not going to detect the car. It must be in the cars folder. So we're gonna drag and drop it right here, boom. Don't bother about my desktop, it's bugging because I'm running triples. Now the car is installed, it's already inside our cars folder. Then we're going to go back on content folder, we're going to tracks. Now we're going to install the track that we installed via content manager. We're gonna do absolutely the same for us. We're going to grab this folder and drag and drop it right here. Now this is how you install manually mods, and this is the safest way possible with absolutely everything, doesn't matter. So CSP pure car mods, track mods, I'll explain real quick in a moment why. Now we're gonna type holding, boom, the car is here. You see, absolutely the same way. Now you can see both methods work, drag and drop in content manager and installing manually. Now what is the difference between the two methods of installing the mods in Assetto Corsa, guys, for the cars and track mods? Is that some tracks are exceptionally big, like Shotoku Revival Project, basically SRP, you've probably heard of it, FDR, basically New York, they're massive, even Union Island, but I think Union Island is pretty safe. Anyways, I still absolutely recommend when you download massive track like Shotoku Revival Project, FDR, or anything that is free roam, it's usually very big. I strongly advise you to install manually. Why? I'll tell you why. Because when you drag and drop this massive track like this one, for example, look at this. This is insanely big. When you drag and drop this track, what is going to happen is content manager will manage to extract the data, but it's going to miss some files. Now this is the key element. What is the problem is that you might run it on single player. Your game might not crash or it might crash. But when you go to online and you try to play on any Shotoku Revival Project server, the server will give you race cancelled or it will kick you and give you checksum mismatch because your data is not matching, your track is corrupted, basically your files on your end are missing something and they do not match the online server's files. That's what you're running, that's what happens when you join the server, is the server is running to your files, loading everything, and when something is not absolutely the same as in the server folder, then you get the race cancelled. That's why, fellas, I constantly repeat install manually, and some people get mad. Bro, let's be honest, you literally don't lose time. I can do it like full speed and you'll see how quickly I do. I just install everything now super slow because some people complain that I go too fast. So I want to make it very user friendly and very beginner these guides so everyone can understand me, right? Alright guys, now since we have the cars and tracks out of the way, I'm gonna delete them and now we move on to the applications. Now applications are very simple and I personally just drag and drop them onto the content manager. However, if you decide to install them manually, that is super simple again, fellas. You open the root folder of Assetto Corsa. I showed you earlier in the video how to do that. Now, probably almost all of them will be Python applications. So what you do is you open the archive and you can see immediately what folders do you have. Absolutely same scenario, fellas. You grab these two folders and you drag and drop onto the root folder of Assetto Corsa and all the files will go exactly where they're supposed to be. You don't believe me? Look. Apps, Python, DK pedal. So this will go into apps, Python, and it will go into DK pedals. However, I already have it. So as I said, most of them, almost all of them will be Python. So this is the only one track map that is in this specific case Lua. So that's why this is here in the config map. And the drag and drop, I think it's pretty straightforward, fellas. You just grab the application, drag and drop it, and then click install. As you can see, I already have it. Now, once we've installed the applications, we go to settings, we go to Assetto Corsa, we go to Python apps. Or apps, if you're using older CSP version, it will be just called apps. So when you go here, you make sure enable Python apps is ticked. You can also tick the developer apps. You get very nice debug applications and so on in the game. And then you make sure the applications that you've just installed are turned on, like you can see right here, DK pedals, and you can always turn them off or on, whatever you like. Next, make sure you go under settings, custom shader patch, and have GUI enabled, so that way the new taskbar will also appear, and make sure that new taskbar right here is enabled, so you can have the taskbar when you go in the game. As you can see, we're in the game. Now we're gonna move our mouse to the right. You can see we have DK pedals, we have all the applications, and these right here are quick access apps that I have already accessed. If you wanna open them, you have to go first PPfilters to all apps, and then you have to select it and it will appear right here. You can see we have also config map. So our application is working perfectly fine. I don't have my pedals now enabled, but when I press the brake, this will light up, and the throttle as well, it will light up and modulate. So that's how you enable the applications in game. Since we covered the applications, now we're moving on to the final, and that is PPfilters, presets, Reshade presets, and preset settings for content manager, video settings, CSP settings, whatever. Now I'm gonna show you most of them. 90%, probably 95 would be super easy to install. However, there are some that might confuse you, so do not worry, I'm going to show you everything, fellas, as usual. Now Reshade presets, very simple. When you open them, they'll be very simple. This X Reshade, if you're asking me, this is my Reshade, recently made it. It will be on Patreon. Feel free to check it out, links will be in the description. Anyways, not gonna stall the video. How do you install this? If you have installed Reshade, you will have this folder. If you don't have Reshade, you won't have this folder. So do not worry, this is for the people that use Reshade. What you do, you grab these two files and you drag and drop into a Assetto Corsa root folder. However, as you know, I already have this, so I'm just going to cancel and terminate this installation. So, as we've got out the Reshade presets, same with PPfilters. Most PPfilters, fellas, you can see even the notepad that says install manually. As I tell you, fellas, most of the PPfilters will be super easy. You just have a system folder. You can see the system folders right here. What you do is you grab this file and drag and drop into a Assetto Corsa root folder. Immediately, you can see I already have this, so I'm just using them as an example, and then you click replace if you somehow have it. And now on to the hardest ones and the most confusing ones for all of you fellas, and I will give example with Sky. Now we're gonna open Sky. Alright, so now we're inside the Sky files, and what do we do with these files? Now the guy is very obviously trying to indicate you that this belongs to a Assetto Corsa root folder and this belongs to a different folder, which is the content manager's data folder. I will show you in a moment, but this is the same procedure as before. System folder, you grab this and you drag and drop it right here, and that's that. I'm gonna cancel this installation because I have it. Now what we're going to do, fellas, we're gonna go one folder backwards, and how do we find the folder where to install these two files for this specific PPfilter? Now we're gonna open the search and we're gonna type %appdata %. Boom. Then we're gonna go one folder backwards to appdata, we go local, and there we have the AC2's content manager. This is the content manager's folder with all the settings, all the presets, all the files. Then we go to presets, and now you can see we have custom shader patch settings and we have the video settings. There goes the video settings, there goes the custom shader patch settings. So we open this, and there you have it, fellas. SkyMax, you can see I have these files. So you basically just drag and drop them. So you do that, but I'm going to cancel because I already have them. Then we go one folder backwards, we go to video settings, we open video settings, we grab these, we place them here, and there you go. Then you have it. Now, in case you have the content manager open, you can close it, basically restart content manager. And what is going to happen now, fellas, is when you open this right here, when you go to custom shader patch, you will see now you have the SkyMax CSP settings that you can use for 179 and for 180 with the new settings, because every single custom shader patch has different new options and so on. And you also have, when you go to a Assetto Corsa video, you also have the SkyMax and SkyMax medium video settings presets. So that's gonna do it, fellas, for today. I hope you learned a lot. I'm trying to explain as beginnerish, as simple as possible for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I helped you a lot. If this was informative to you and helped you, please like the video, guys, and leave me a feedback down below. It really helps the video push it through the algorithm and eventually help more people. I'll really appreciate it. If you like the content out in this channel, please subscribe. Also, make sure, guys, to check out my second channel. I post clips there regularly, very short and fun clips, driving best moments, compilations, whatever. I think you'll really enjoy it. For now, fellas, wish you all the best, and we'll see you on the next video.